I always love talking baseball. I don't have many baseball friends I can talk with. Nick Pierce is one of those. And I always love it when you don't really know what we're going to talk about. That's the most fun part to me.
Given that it's October 6th right now, I don't know, was I supposed to date this?
You can. That's fine.
Given that it's October 6th, I'm going to guess we're talking postseason baseball.
We are, but this is a part to where we can let our hair down. It doesn't take me that long to do that. Not that you're in that long-winded boat, but
it doesn't take me very long either.
It's one where we can just be fun, cut up, entertain, and inform all at the same time. And who knows, there might be a surprise or two at the end of this for you as well. Don't you love the tease?
Waiting on the edge of the seat.
Major League Baseball playoffs. We each have a dog in the fight. You're a Braves fan. I'm a Yankees fan. If somebody does not have a dog in the fight in the playoffs, who do you think everybody's pulling for?
It's got to be the Cardinals.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, how could you not? If you don't have a team or a vested rooting interest, I mean, you're pulling for Albert Pujols.
Right. And Yachty.
And Yadier Molina. You've got Adam Wainwright. And look, they've got a good club.
I think they're all going after this year.
Well, at least Albert is.
Well, at least that. But you don't agree on the other two.
I don't know. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm taking the easy way out here. I'm saying I don't know. I mean, Adam Wainwright's going to be 41 years old going into spring training.
It's not young.
No, it's not. But 38-year-old Charlie Morton just got a 1-year, $20 million contract.
20 years.
Yeah, not 20.
20 years. He's going to be 65 when he's pitching for the Braves.
Satchel Paige.
Social Security at the same time.
Yadier Molina is going to be 40 going into spring training. He will turn 41 next July.
It's a lot of squatting at that point.
Yeah. But the National League has a DH now, too.
They do. Well, let's actually talk about these series real quick. They're going to get going on Friday. It's the wild card round, which we all love to no end. That was said very tongue-in-cheek. Tampa Bay Rays and the Cleveland Guardians. Go Guardians.
As a Yankees fan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that. What's the Yankees' record against the Rays recently?
Do you need me to look that up, or are you looking that up because you're at a computer right now? But I don't want to.
I'll get to it. But it feels like the Rays have had their number, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Guardians do have some decent. I think everybody's sleeping on the Guardians. Like, they're not just some trash team.
No.
I mean, Jose Ramirez, I think, would probably be the third candidate for MVP in the AL if there was not a person named Judge and Ohtani. Tristan McKenzie is a very good pitcher. Flirted with a no-hitter earlier in the year. Also spent some time down the street in Lynchburg. I think the Guardians, Stephen Kwan is going to be making his first appearance. I think the Guardians are actually a team that people are kind of napping on.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy to do that when your front two are the 105-6 win Astros and the Yankees, who had such an elite first half of the year and have Aaron Judge and, are the number 2 seed. But the Guardians are probably a little ahead of schedule, fair to say, in their rebuilding phase. I don't think anyone expected them to win as many games as they did. What they finish up with, 90?
I don't think people expected them to win the division.
No.
First and foremost.
Well, everyone expected the White Sox
Correct.
to win the division.
And that didn't work too well. Tony La Russa, good luck.
Cannot figure out what happened to the White Sox. Just underperformed. But Cleveland, 92 wins. Won 7 of its last 10 as well. I like it. I mean, their rotation is good. Their bullpen is good. Ramirez is really good. Look, they've got a good shot. I think to win that series with Tampa, and if they can get to the round with the Yankees, I mean, we know the Yankees' struggles over the last 2.5 months. Wouldn't be the most shocking thing to see the Guardians make a run. And look, they've got one of the. We always talk about how managers, you and I do at least, how managers aren't as important, for lack of a better
valued.
word. Yeah, valued. There you go. How managers aren't as valued now as they once were, but there's a handful of guys in the game that I think are still relevant, and look, Terry Francona is one of those guys, and the Guardians, I think part of the reason that they're ahead of the curve is probably because of him.
Yeah, I was going to say Francona's got postseason experience. The Guardians really don't. But Tampa Bay's got postseason experience too. but I don't know how many guys are from that team that went to the.
They were just in the World Series 2 years ago.
Right.
I mean, Randy Arozarena.
But they kind of tore it down as bits and pieces here and there. Blake Snell's not there.
Sure.
But Kevin Cash would probably go take him out anyway. so.
But they do have a good I mean, Shane McClanahan, Tyler Glasnow, Rasmussen, Corey Kluber.
Yep.
Don't forget about him.
Former Yankee.
They've had some injuries to their bullpen, but they got some talent, and Arozarena is a guy that can really carry your lineup. So
now, one thing to keep in mind about the wild card round: best of 3, and you're not traveling.
Right.
So
it's similar to that 2020 year, right? When you had the first round 2 of 3.
Mm-hmm. So all 3 games are at Cleveland. Is where I'm getting at here. So
correct.
Tampa Bay's got to win 2. The other AL wild card is very interesting to me, because I don't want to see Toronto win because they give the Yankees fits as well. But Seattle is beating the Yankees as well. So, I mean, from a Yankees fan, I do not like the playoffs. Everything scares me. Once the Yankees are out, I'll probably really be able to, I don't want to say enjoy it more, because I normally don't watch after the Yankees go out just because I'm an old curmudgeon. But Toronto and Seattle, very interesting as well.
I saw a stat today that Alek Manoah had made 31 starts this year. 25 of them were classified as a quality start for Manoah.
Can you define a quality start without looking at anything?
6 innings or of 3 runs or less.
Okay.
So
I knew you could do it, by the way. You're around baseball enough to where you really are dialed into the game. That's a compliment.
Thank you. 31 starts, 25 quality starts. Guy that pitched almost 200 innings this year.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
In today's day and age.
196 and 2/3.
Yep.
2.24 ERA. In those 196 and 2/3, 180 strikeouts, nothing to sneeze at. He's in the zone. He's around the zone a lot. That's a good guy to have at the front end, but you feel like you got a 16-game winner going in Game 1. You better win that game, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, if you're a home team, I would almost hate to lose Game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, it's not going anywhere, but still, this is a short series. This is a very short series. This is 2 of 3.
Yeah.
So you lose Game 1, and you're really...
But on the other hand, too, it's not like falling behind 3-0, right? In a best of 7, where you got to win 4. You only have to win 2.
I think that's only happened once.
It has.
In the history of baseball.
Yeah.
So
Can you tell me who that happened against?
I will not. I refuse to. The National League, Phillies and the Cardinals. That series is tied 0 games to piece, by the way, as we record this on Thursday evening. I don't think enough people are really paying attention to the Phillies. I mean, this is a club that was just on a highway to hell at the beginning of the year. Fired their manager, Joe Girardi. Rob Thompson has taken over. Phillies in the playoffs. I don't think a lot of people would have said that back in May or June.
No, and I think a couple of things. One, it probably speaks to just how much better the National League East got this year. The Braves, even though they're the defending world champs, they increased their win total by 13. The Mets were better, up to 101 wins, obviously. The Phillies were better this year. They won, 87 games last year or this year, which would have been at or very close to the top of the division last year. Look, they've got pitching, and they've got a couple of guys that, like you said, in a short series, it makes you nervous when you got to face Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. And they've got some stars in that lineup too. But the thing is, the Cardinals just have that pedigree and that's something, that swagger. I don't know if swagger is the right word, but I mean, just those veterans in it. Pujols is not playing like a 40-year-old man.
No.
He's not. This is not just a sideshow. Like, he's hitting meaningful home runs. I mean, go back to that series with the Cubs a couple weeks ago. I think he either tied the game or gave them a lead in one of those games.
And a guy that was left for dead.
Yeah, he almost walked away in June.
Right.
So yeah, it was DFA'd. How long ago? Not long. So. You got Pujols, you got Molina and Wainwright. That's kind of the core. But then you think about Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. I mean, those are the top 2 MVP candidates probably in the National League. And then they shored up their pitching rotation at the trade deadline. I know you were a big fan of that, them getting Jordan Montgomery, but he's pitched so well. Jack Flaherty's come around. Quintana, that was another big move that they made. I mean,
I like Quintana. I shouldn't, but I do.
And they've got guys in the bullpen that can bring it. I mean, Ryan Helsley, gosh, up to 104 miles an hour. Come on, like, I mean, you better not be losing late.
Right. Well, and they kind of started the Yankees' downward spiral as well, because the Yankees were heading down the hill a little bit, but then they went to Busch, and the Cardinals, I think, either took 2 out of 3 or swept them. And Paul DeJong, who was sent down or either was getting ready to get sent down, comes away with a game-winning hit. So, I mean, the Cardinals, they got that aura. I don't want to call it the ghost of Busch, but it's almost there. I think it's going to be really hard for the Phillies to get to.
Well, like I said, their horses are going to have to come up big in the rotation, and they're gonna have to hold these guys down and give them a chance. I think it's you need your best players to play like they're your best players. I think if you're the Phillies, and certainly that's going to be what gets them out of there if they're able to pull the upset.
You talked about horses. The Mets have some horses that are going to be really tough to beat in a short series. Playing the Padres. Guess who's on the Padres now, by the way?
Juan Soto.
Also Josh Hader. But anyway, it's going to be really tough, I think, to beat DeGrom and Scherzer in a short series.
The Braves just did it.
Well, I was going to say, you see more of this than I do. Is it tough to beat DeGrom and Scherzer in a short?
Yes, it is. I would credit what the Braves did more last weekend than what DeGrom and Scherzer didn't do, put it that way. They still had their moments on the mound in those 2 ball games, but the Braves did what the Braves do. They hit home runs.
Braves are a pretty good offensive team.
Yeah, they hit 3 bombs off DeGrom. They hit 2 off Scherzer. I mean, they hit home runs. That is what they do. They didn't have a sacrifice bunt until game number 161.
Padres aren't a slouch offensively, though. I mean, I don't know if they've been performing as well, but they've got the bats in that lineup.
Sure.
That should scare.
They do, and Blake Snell's been throwing a lot better. Now, Mike Clevenger, I think I just saw, went to the IL. That doesn't help.
No. Not at this point in the season.
No. But, the Mets at home, they came out with some fire and some vigor, albeit the Nationals. But after getting swept in Atlanta, they came out and really looked like they were the dominant team in that series, like you would expect. I would expect the Mets to come out of this series, but the
at
Padres.
San Diego, right?
No, it's in New York.
It's in New York.
Yeah, it's in New York.
I apologize.
I would expect the Mets to come out of this series, but the Padres have enough to be dangerous. And this is just me talking, just feel. The Padres are very much in that I'll believe it when I see it category.
Yeah. I don't know who to compare the Padres to. I almost want to compare them to the old football team in Washington when they got Bruce Smith and Deion Sanders, and they loaded up on stars, and it never worked out. I know baseball and football are different games, but
the concepts are the same. You're right. I mean, it's not just going out and assembling players. You've got to get the right players.
You gave up a lot. This is going to go down a rabbit trail real quick, and then I'll bring it back. But you traded a lot for Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm.
And how many years does he have left? Is it next year?
2 years.
2 years.
They get 3 swings in the playoffs with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of swings, though. I mean, honestly.
That's more than a rental.
Right, but it's going to be done before we know it type of thing. So they've got to look at pulling, I'll call it pulling a Braves, and try to get Soto wrapped up in this offseason, maybe next. I don't know if you're going to get that done. I think he might go to the market and say, here's me, what can I get? However, if you're the Padres, I get it's not a rental, but you gave up, 5 or was it 6?
Something like that. I think it was 5.
Highly touted. I mean, you weren't giving up 5 schmoes.
Sure.
You gave up 5 highly touted players. I almost think you have to either, A, get some postseason success off of that return, B, you can't let him walk after 3 postseason swings, as you put it.
Yeah, and they're going to have to spend some money, obviously. I mean, it's...
But they should have the money because they got the discount deal, is what I like to call it, on Tatis.
But the Padres, was that a discount deal? The Padres are already top 5 in baseball in spending.
Right.
So, you're thinking about signing the most expensive guy on the market, and you're already a top 5 team. Essentially, that would make you a top 2 teams, and I don't see the Padres ever getting to that point. Is what I'm saying.
The thing is, you've got some contracts that are coming off the books sooner than later.
Yes.
Blake Snell, I think, has next year, and that's it.
Yep.
Darvish, I think, would probably I don't know, he might have signed a longer deal, but you've got some people coming off sooner than later, probably. And I hate to make this a serious podcast because I like to have fun, but Josh Hader's not been very good.
Look, lately he has. If you look at his last 12 appearances, a .79 ERA, 7 saves in 8 tries. He's blown 1.
Before that, though, when he first came over, he was not good.
Bob, it's about what have you done for me lately going into the postseason. Opposing batting average of 128 in his last 12 games. He's given up 5 hits in 11 1/3 innings. 14 strikeouts, 2 walks. So he's
getting better.
He's figured something out. That's more vintage Josh Hader. And we talk about the pitching. We talked about Blake Snell. Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, those guys are having good years
Darvish,
too. Yeah. So, look, I mean,
do you have Yu Darvish's contract over there?
Give me.
I'll talk for a moment. By the way,
give me some filler. Give me some cover fire here.
I would like to apologize to the residents of San Diego for leading you to believe that Mets series was in San Diego. So, if anybody went to the ticket office, forward your complaints to Nick Pierce, everybody, because I sincerely apologize for that.
It is a 6-year, $126 million deal for Darvish. He has 1 year remaining. It's next year. He's set to make $18 million.
So Darvish and Snell come off the books at the same time.
Darvish is 36.
Yeah. Well, here's my point. It's kind of like, and we'll segue into this right now. The Yankees are going to have to get money freed up to re-sign Aaron Judge. The Padres are going to have to get money freed up to re-sign Juan Soto if that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So you've got $34 million just between those two guys alone coming off the books after next year.
Right. Okay. So now again, last time I checked, Juan Soto does not pitch. So you still need to find some pitchers.
Right.
Musgrove, I think, is young.
He's on a 5-year deal now. He just signed.
Clevenger again is probably young. So you've got some pitching woes or not, woes, so to speak. But at the same time, you need to have people that can pitch. So that's just my 2 cents.
Clevenger is a free agent next year.
Oh well, scratch everything I just said then. You got to find some other people that can pitch. That's my point. My point has been made, and and in all seriousness, you can gamble on the 1 or 2 year like Yu Darvish. I'm not saying Yu Darvish, but somebody of that ilk, 34, 35. You can gamble on them for a couple years,
and that's what the Braves have done.
Right.
Looking again.
I'm not talking about the Braves.
I know, but bringing this back to the Braves, a team that's had success doing this, right? The Charlie Mortons of the world, and Drew Smyly didn't work out, but they won a World Series with him on the roster at least, and it's a 1 year deal. There's no such thing as a bad 1 year contract. It was 1 year, it was $11 million. It didn't work. Okay, good luck to you.
Right.
So.
I agree. No, I'm with you. Let's get into the National League while we're here. The Atlanta Braves. Some people I've heard some people say they think the Braves are the favorites. I think Harold Reynolds might have said that.
Harold Reynolds said it. Chris Russo said it the other day. He thought the Braves might be the favorites. I think there's a strong case to be made for that.
Go ahead.
This is a team that has, like I said earlier, increased its win total by 13 this year. They came since June 1st. This team is 77 and 34, I believe, or 78 and 34 since June 1st. They started out 23 and 27. They're playing. At that clip, that's as good as what the Dodgers have done all year. I like. I don't know. I like the depth of this team. By the way, if you told me that the Braves would have had a 21-game winner on their staff this year, I might have guessed Ronald Acuna before Kyle Wright. Wright had two wins total prior to this year, and then he won 21 this year. What a step forward for him, the first-round pick out of Vanderbilt. Max Fried, Cy Young candidate, top 4 in the league in ERA. Charlie Morton's been a little up and down, but still, you like that veteran moxie in the postseason. And Spencer Strider, He's battling the oblique thing. They're going to need him, I think, to be good on the mound in the postseason. But they did say that there's a good chance he'll be available for the division series. So, look, I think depth on the mound, I think you've got multiple options out of the bullpen to close. They've kind of figured out how they like it in the late innings with Raisel Iglesias in the seventh. What a pickup he's been, by the way. Last second deal at the deadline with the Angels, by the way.
I was going to say that might have been the deal of the deadline.
A.J. Minter in the eighth, and then Kenley Jansen, who started to figure some things out, sort of like what we were talking about with Josh Hader over the last few outings. Jansen has had his struggles in the ninth, but I think he leads the National League in saves, 41-42 this year. And then the offense, while it's been a little streaky at times here over the last couple weeks, Michael Harris II, what he's done since being called up from Double-A, has been remarkable. You've got Austin Riley and Matt Olson started to figure it out. I mean, two big boppers right there in the middle. There's depth and length to the lineup. I mean, and what they did against the Mets at the end of the year, showing that they can perform in big games, and the fact that they've got some pedigree and they've done it, I think there's a strong case to be made. But you look back over the last 20 years, there hasn't been a repeat champion. So it's hard to do. There's a lot of good teams this year. The Braves got better, but so did a lot of other teams. So I wouldn't say that they should win or will win, but I think that there's a strong chance they could be one of the last ones standing.
And you did a lot of this you did it all without Freddie Freeman, but you did a lot of this too without Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, at the beginning, right? And
I'm going to put my phone in charger. You, Phil.
Yeah, Acuna missed first couple of months when they were struggling, and took him a while before he could kind of become the player or close to the player that they were expecting him to. An ACL surgery is nothing to sneeze at. But also, they did a lot of this without Ozzie Albies, who's been on the IL with, first it was a broken foot on the foul ball, and then he comes back for 2 games and breaks his pinky sliding into second. And they're probably going to be without him in the division series, it looks like, too. So, but that's where the next man up thing has kind of been a factor, right? So you lose Ozzie Albies, Orlando Arcia steps in, plays a big role, then he gets hurt. Then they call up a 21-year-old Vaughn Grissom who's got 20 at-bats at Double-A. He goes deep at Fenway Park in his first game and just kind of comes out like gangbusters those couple weeks when they needed him to. So just the depth and the moxie that's there, I think there's a lot to like and a lot of reason to believe this team could make it back to back.
I'm going to ask you to be impartial for just a moment.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Dodgers real quick. What would worry you if you were a Dodgers fan?
What would worry me if I were a Dodgers fan?
Correct. You're not a Dodgers fan, by the way. We're asking you to go to the land of make believe.
Man. Maybe the depth of the pitching staff.
I think that's fair.
After Julio Urias, who's arguably along with Alcantara, probably top 1A, 1B for the Cy Young. Clayton Kershaw's health, factors into that.
Clayton Kershaw of 2022, not Clayton Kershaw of 2015.
Sure.
Or whenever he was, the stud that he was. Also, a big player for those few postseason teams in the past has been Walker Buehler.
Mm-hmm.
And
no Walker Buehler.
No Walker Buehler.
Yeah.
So, I think there's some things to worry about. I mean, offensively, I
don't think offense is one of the things they're going to worry about.
Because, you've got Richer offensively.
Yeah.
So offense should not be a thing to worry about. But, here's the thing, too, before we get to the American League. You talked about Hader's figured it out, and you talked about Kenley Jansen's figured it out. If you blow saves in October, though, you could be the world's greatest closer. You could be the greatest closer in the history of baseball. But so many people can remember one game where you gave up where you threw the ball away at third and then gave up a bloop single, and the Diamondbacks won a World Series. I'm not going to mention names.
I don't think that's what people remember Mariano Rivera for, by the way.
But that does stand out a little bit because you could have another
because it was
World
such an
Series.
anomaly. Yeah.
In 1992, I know you were negative, however old at this
point. I was 8.
Okay, you were 8. Negative 8?
8.
Okay.
1992?
8.
Yeah.
8. I'm sorry. So now everybody do your math and you can.
Blue Jays Braves. That was the World Series.
Do you know who the Braves closer was at that point?
Was it Alejandro Pena or Greg McMichael?
I believe they had Jeff Reardon on that team, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that might have been after Reardon?
I think Jeff Reardon, I believe, was on the postseason roster. You're looking it up, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. Here's my point. At that point in time, Jeff Reardon, I think, was the all-time saves leader in Major League Baseball history. Jeff Reardon was not just some schmo. Jeff Reardon was not Charlie Leibrandt pitching to Kirby Puckett in the ninth inning of the Game 6 91 World Series. You had Jeff Reardon. I mean, the Braves did not have good closers in that 91 and 92 stretch where they were trying to win World Series.
It was Pena, by the way.
Okay.
15. Reardon was on the team, but it was Pena.
Okay. My point still has been made, I think.
Yeah.
Successfully.
And it was somewhat by committee, in fairness. I mean, Pena had 15 saves. Mike Stanton had 8. Kent Merker had 6. So, I mean, it was they didn't, to your point, they did not have a stud closer.
Was Juan Berenguer on that team?
He was. Juan Berenguer pitched in 28 games that year. Yeah.
So you've had people who and closers' shelf lives, as we've seen with Aroldis Chapman, you can go from the outhouse to the penthouse very quickly.
Oh yeah,
as a closer, very quickly,
and back to the penthouse,
But
I think you meant penthouse to the outhouse, right?
Is that what I said? Did I say?
I don't know. Penthouse to the outhouse, back to the penthouse.
We're all going to every house that is possible. but the whole point is, if Kenley Jansen or Josh Hader blows a save and it costs somebody a series, I don't think it's going to be, boy, I'm glad we traded for Josh Hader.
Oh,
boy, I'm glad we got Kenley Jansen. I mean, and these are two closers who are, phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, I don't know where we're going with this.
we were going to go to the AL, but I thought you were going to say something about closers.
Closers,
ended up at a dramatic pause that went into dead air, but that's okay.
Closers, look, I mean, I think that you have to kind of go with the hot hand a little bit in the postseason. You remember a couple of years ago when the Dodgers won the World Series, Kenley Jansen was in their bullpen, but he didn't get the last out in Game 6.
Right.
That was Urias on the mound. He was the hot hand. And then look at last year when the Braves won it. Will Smith had his struggles during the regular season. Postseason comes around, all of a sudden he turned into Mariano Rivera. He didn't give up anything and was on the mound for every one of the final outs. So I've seen it go both ways. A guy can be disaster in the regular season and all of a sudden flip the switch in October, and the opposite way around.
I hate to do this.
That's what makes it fun.
But I've got to go back to 2001 again. Arizona and the Yankees. Byung-Hyun Kim, who was pretty lights out at that time.
Yeah.
Back-to-back homers in the ninth inning of Game 4 and Game 5. So in Game 7, and I know Game 7 is totally different than other games, but you're bringing in Johnson, I think.
Randy Johnson came in relief, yeah.
So those things can happen. Those things can happen.
Well, and that's going back to what I was saying about Spencer Strider. I think that's what makes him so valuable to a team like Atlanta. Is there's so many – he's like a Swiss Army knife.
Right.
There's so many things you can do with him. High-velocity guy. If you don't start him, maybe you bring him in a relief – if you're smelling blood and you're trying to close out a division series, maybe you bring him in to pitch the 6th through the 8th or something, and bridge that gap to the 9th.
I mean, even if you go back farther – again, I like to go back to the early 2000s when I was really dialed in. But in 2002, the Angels had K-Rod. Francisco Rodriguez was not even close to a household name at that point.
Became one that year.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say the Giants had somebody that wasn't even on the Major League roster during that little run. I want to say he played in college at that point. And I forget who it was. You're looking it up for me, which is great. But I want to say it was not in 2002, but this was like more in the
Sergio Romo.
Yeah, Sergio Romo. So, I mean,
pitched at North Alabama.
But that's the thing. I mean, you can get guys in. And honestly, it's not always about the closing. It's about can you make sure the bridge is shut down?
Yeah.
So bad things don't happen. But anyway.
I think it's interesting. Just final thought on closers. I think it's interesting what Buck Showalter's done with Edwin Diaz this year and using him in the 8th inning of games sometimes. Because a lot of time, and you see this more in college, I think, the closer, quote unquote, the manager or the coach might say, you know what, we need to close this. This is the game right here. Their guys are coming up this inning. They got base runners. We need to shut it down. And so Buck might say, oh, well, they got 3, 4, and 5 coming up in the 8th. I need him now, and I'll let Adam Ottavino take the 9th, And that's the luxury of that. I don't know that the Braves would do something like that with Kenley Jansen just because of his tenure and just what he's used to. But it is interesting, and I could see more managers going that way.
Mariano threw a lot of 2-inning saves in postseasons. I mean, and I hate to be the old curmudgeon here, but I mean, a lot of people threw 3-inning saves. I don't think you're going to see that now.
No.
But what I'm saying is you were not afraid to bring in a closer in the 7th at that point when you really needed it. I'm trying to make your point.
No, you're right.
But let's go to the AL real quick. Yankees and Astros. All garbage cans have been confiscated in Houston. No banging. I really think that we're past that now.
I think so. I think we were past that once Dusty Baker got the job down there.
Yeah. Well,
should have been.
It's
tough because some of the guys still remain on the roster. Your Jose Altuve's, and a couple others.
Hall of Famer?
Altuve?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, but now you've got me looking at stats.
Well, now here's the thing. Is his Hall of Fame candidacy tarnished because of trash cans?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I would say there are going to be people out there that would argue, and I think I actually heard this somewhere else, so I can't take credit for it, but I'm not going to give credit because I don't know where I heard it. It might have been Dan Patrick interviewing Harold Rones. Was Roberto Alomar's Hall of Fame candidacy tainted for a while because of him spitting on an umpire, which was very egregious at the time. Altuve essentially, performed an egregious act with the alleged cheating.
Lifetime 307 hitter. 696 RBIs, 190. Yes, I say RBIs. 192 homers. I'm not seeing it.
Okay. How many World Series?
He's won an MVP. He's won a World Series. 6 or how many times? 8-time All-Star.
How is this
Gold
a lot
Glove.
different from Buster Posey?
Hey, I heard a stat the other day. Who was it that passed Buster Posey for RBIs? It was somebody that you wouldn't have expected. Maybe like Kurt Suzuki or somebody like that.
And you thought Kurt Suzuki's a Hall of Famer?
And then it made me laugh because of our old debate.
Yes. Shout out to my friend Matt Ramstad, who actually I think sparked this debate with us.
I've got to look this up now.
Do you need me to fill again?
No,
Okay.
we're fine. We can move on.
Where are we moving? We're still on the same topic.
So Suzuki RBIs 730. No, that can't be right.
Do you need me to feed you the website to go to?
Buster Posey. Oh, no, he did.
Kurt Suzuki passed Buster Posey for
Buster
RBIs.
Posey 729 RBIs. Are you kidding? That's it?
Okay, but so now you are reneging on your Buster Posey for Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry. You were taking Buster Posey from Hall of Fame candidacy out.
I mean, if you're less than 1,000 RBIs,
how many World Series did they go to when Posey was there?
3. They won them. They won them all.
Okay. And how many other good offensive people were on those Giants teams?
He was the best one.
Exactly. And you're willing to take him out because of 729 RBIs? You savage, you.
I mean, it certainly puts him on the fence.
I don't see how Altuve is just a solid no. He's not even on the fence. They've won a World Series because of him. He's an 8-time All-Star.
If his career ended today, I would say probably not.
This is a situation where I'm sorry that we're not doing it over the phone or something because I can barely look at you right now.
So you've got Altuve in the Hall of Fame?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay. LCS MVP, 5-time Silver Slugger.
People out there in podcast land, I would like for you to know I am not staring at a computer right now. I don't need the stats. I'm just going off the eye test and the head test and every other test I have without the benefit of internet.
To your point earlier, I think the scandal hurts him. I do.
Okay.
Well, put it this way: if it's hurt as many guys as it has for alleged cheating, then it better hurt him too.
Okay. Out of all these Astros teams, though, that have performed well in postseason, I think Jose Altuve is the only one that we're going to probably seriously give Hall of Fame consideration to.
Yeah. Well, what about Verlander? Are you just talking about position
Offensive.
players? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking. Verlander's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I think for outside of, I don't think Houston makes him.
No.
In the Hall of
He
Fame.
was
I think
there
it helps,
before.
But, I mean, I don't think Zach Greinke's in.
No.
I don't think Garrett Cole's in.
No. I mean,
So-
it's too young. Or it's too early.
Well, if Garrett Cole gives up 6 runs in the first day in Seattle, guess what? That hurts Hall of Fame candidacy. Okay, we got to get to the elephant in the room. Aaron Judge. We talked about this last time. We might as well talk about it again. If Aaron Judge goes, if the Yankees go out first round, okay. Let's rewind a little bit here. We're going to both agree you've got to re-sign him, I'm assuming. I mean, in no universe does my imagination take me to where you can't re-sign Aaron Judge. You've got to re-sign him.
I agree with that.
Does the postseason success ramp up the values, or does it not really matter at this point?
I mean, if he
Goes out in the first round.
Oh, if he goes out in the first round?
Correct.
Oh, I don't think it matters.
Wins the World Series, obviously money.
Yeah, it can only go up,
Right.
I think, to answer your question.
But if he goes out in the first round,
I don't think it
doesn't
matters.
mean a hill of beans.
Don't think it matters.
Is there anybody in this postseason that you can think of in the American League who, I don't want to say has the bullseye on them, but they better play well. They better play well. Does that question not make sense, or do I?
No,
need to
it
restate
does. Who has pressure on them to perform
I mean,
in the American League or both leagues?
In the American League, I can give you my answer.
Go ahead.
Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say this till I'm blue in the face. I was talking to friends a few years back. I'll give them a shout out, Brian Hensley and Mickey Herzing, and I said, hey, whatever it takes, you pay him, you give him the whole stadium if you want to, but you've got to pay and get Garrett Cole. And I'll be honest with you, you can put the plate of crow in front of me because I have to eat it on that. I mean, Garrett Cole has not lived up, but the Yankees were in a situation to where they had to sign the pitcher that essentially beat their brains out.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to have to re-sign Aaron Judge. So really, you're going to get back almost in the same situation. Did Garrett Cole help you? I would say no to this point. Aaron Judge bet on himself, and he won. Give him oodles and oodles of credit. A lot of people perform in a contract year, but a lot of people don't set records in a contract year.
Yeah.
And we can argue 62 versus 73 at another time. But he broke the American League record, and he broke what most people consider to be a treasured record of Roger Maris. And there's no reports of, no suspicions that I've heard of Judge using anything related to PEDs or having a needle stuck in his rear end.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
So, but back to the original question.
I agree. If it's probably Garrett Cole. I can't think it because there's so many of these other teams that are almost in here playing with house money.
Right.
Seattle, Toronto, Cleveland. There's really no pressure per se on those teams.
Houston may be the only other team that has pressure, but I don't know who I would say. I don't know who I would say.
I don't know whose shoulders it falls on.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe Altuve, maybe.
Yeah,
but I mean, and I know we said what we said about the cheating scandal, but at the same time, if you want to just get that monkey totally off your back.
What about in the National League? Same question.
Do you have an answer?
I have a maybe.
Well, you go ahead and give your maybe an answer real quick first.
Maybe Freddie Freeman?
How come?
Just getting the 6-year contract and going over to the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't know that it's kind of like the Astros. I don't know that anyone on the Dodgers. I don't know that you could put it all on their chest. But that's why I said maybe.
So if you ask me the question, I would say it's Jacob deGrom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Jacob deGrom's 1, Max Scherzer's 1B.
Well, Scherzer's at least had postseason success, right? He's got a World Series ring.
Right, but I don't – and, a lot of people are going to say it's because of the money. I don't think you can say Scherzer's got 42 million reasons of pressure on him. I mean, that's a Met stupidity for doing that. That's not –
Actually, I'll say, what about Juan Soto?
Padres in it?
Huh?
Padres are in the playoffs? I mean I think Juan Soto is kind of in that hidden, and I'm going to be that guy.
Just because he's coming up on that contract
There's
here.
West Coast bias, though. If the Braves are the favorites over the Dodgers by some people, I think some of that is West Coast bias. I'm not saying all of it, but I think West Coast bias is very real. It's very existent. The Dodgers are at least a player because they've won a World Series. The Padres have not.
Yeah.
The Padres are, out of how many teams are in the playoffs? 12?
Yes.
I would argue that the Padres are probably the
least relevant?
No, because Seattle's in it.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to knock Seattle.
I would agree with you.
But it's a situation where
is it Seattle or Toronto though? Who's less relevant?
Man. That's a good question. That's a really good question.
If we're going to default back to the West Coast thing, maybe it's Seattle.
What is it? Are you saying there's Canadian bias as well?
Well, and two, well, not that Seattle doesn't have great young players. Toronto's got all these second generation guys that
right. I can only name 2 players off Seattle: Rodriguez and Castillo.
Mitch Haniger. To do anything for it. Eugenio Suarez.
I'm just saying the average person is going to be able to name, I think, I shouldn't say the average person because the average person probably doesn't know who Dante Bichette is. But, Dante Bichette, that guy played in the major leagues. Oh, his son plays in Toronto? Vladimir Guerrero. Oh, his son plays in Toronto? Biggio?
Yeah, Kevin Biggio.
Didn't his dad play baseball? You've got that thing.
Hall of Famer.
To my knowledge, Julio Rodriguez's dad did not play baseball. Luis Castillo's dad did not play baseball. So I think from that point of view, Toronto probably just gets a little bit of a rub because they're in a division with the Red Sox and the Yankees, too. Toronto's won a World Series. Seattle has not. So I would say Toronto is more relevant than Seattle in this case. But, how relevant are the Phillies?
Well, I was getting ready to say, how much is there pressure on the Phillies?
No,
to perform.
And see, I always go back to this. I want to say it was 2004, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong because you're like the fact checker of me. But the Rockies got in the playoffs. I want to say as a wild card. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
It would have been 2007.
What's the year that they started talking about Rocktober? I thought that was 2004.
I think that was 2007.
Okay. Well, there was one year where the Rockies were really, really hot. And they just got hot at the right time, and they got in the playoffs. They
didn't
win
was
the World
07.
Series. Okay,
yeah.
I thought
they got to the World Series, and they were beaten by the
Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox.
So from that standpoint, it's a situation to where, if you get hot at the right time, it happens in the NFL all the time. Mm-hmm. We see people get hot.
That's why I told you a little while ago when we were talking about closers and it's what have you done for me lately?
Yes. Well, I don't know how that fits in with this argument. But,
it's because it's getting hot at the right time. What have you done for me lately? It's what are you doing when the playoffs start? You can make that case for the Braves last year winning the whole thing. You can make that case for the Nationals in 2019 after they got off to that slow start.
But if it's a hot team and a hot closer, there's two different things because if the team is not winning in the ninth, you're not seeing the hot closer.
Okay.
The team has got to be, hot. So I would say maybe if we had to pick a sleeper in the NL and AL, I would probably say the Phillies are the NL sleeper.
Can you call the Cardinals a sleeper?
No.
Because they won the division?
We can't call a team that's got a Hall of Famer, at least one, maybe two, on it, and you just had the guy hit 700 home runs. I don't think you can call them a sleeper.
Okay.
How many other teams from that division made it?
Just them.
Okay. I don't think you can call it a sleeper if you're the – I would say my NL sleeper is the Phillies. And honestly, my AL sleeper is going to be Seattle.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So –
well, some people are picking Seattle to win the pennant.
Right. Well, and I was talking to my friend Nick Lawrence, and he's like, "We'll all enjoy the Seattle Yankees second round series." I'm like, "No, we won't, because that ain't gonna happen until the." Now, I do like how they don't. I personally like how they don't reseed.
No, I dislike that. I think that
they should reseed.
As the number one team, like the Dodgers should get the lowest remaining seed. Once in the National League. Same thing with the Astros.
I hate reseeding because if I'm a coach or a manager, I want to know who I have to prepare for. Yeah. I don't want it to be either
and that may be more of the case in MLB. And look, the Players Association and the owners work this thing out. So that may have been part of the thing is the players were like, no, we like you're saying, we want to know who we're playing. or at least have an idea. So that you might be right. That could be part of it. But
I think I'm very right.
Just from a, advantage standpoint, quote unquote. And look, it might matter less in baseball than any other sport. How much more of an advantage is it that we're playing a 92-win team, or less of an advantage is it that we're playing a 92-win team than an 88-win team? It's splitting hairs. So,
all right, we'll wrap up with some quick trivia for Nick Pierce. Who is the all-time Atlanta Braves leader in single-season home runs?
Andrew Jones.
Very good. Who are the only two number one overall draft picks to the Atlanta Braves?
Chipper Jones.
Yes, Chipper Jones is correct. This is where I have to fill everybody because Nick needs to think a little bit. So
Bob Horner wasn't number one overall.
Bob Horner is correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Bob Horner is correct.
I was second guessing myself on that one.
You shouldn't do that. Let me take a look and get one more here. Brian Snitker has 542 wins as an Atlanta Braves manager. Oh, never mind. I can't ask that one. Well, who did he just pass? Who's sixth on the list? Snitker's fifth. Who's sixth? I'll give you a hint. It's somebody that actually managed in Atlanta.
So we're talking about all-time winningest Braves managers.
All-time winningest Braves managers, right?
That spans past Atlanta, Boston, Milwaukee.
No, we're just counting it.
I'm
not counting Boston or Milwaukee.
So he just passed. Why did you say it like that? That he actually managed in Atlanta?
Because I didn't want you to think it was Boston or Milwaukee.
Okay, I got you.
I'm actually trying to be a nice person for once in my life.
All right, that's good. New leaf. I'm going to say Freddie Gonzalez.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. Two more.
Freddie had a good run.
And then we'll close it up. In the history of opening days, the Braves have had two people start at DH. I think it was two. Yes. Two people started at DH. One should be easy because it was at least this year.
Yeah, it was this year. Marcell Ozuna?
Nope.
Who was the DH on opening day this year?
I'll give you a hint. The years are 2022 and 2020. So because
the COVID year, right?
It's nothing. I'm not going to throw anything cheap in there on you.
Yeah, and I think they played Ozuna in left field on opening day against the Mets. I remember in 20 they opened at New York.
I love it when Nick talks them out, everybody.
This is like, you ever watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes.
And Reed just asks them the question. They have to talk through everything before they go to the lifelines.
You can phone, by the way.
Well, I have no friends. What were the other? You phone a friend, 50-50.
50-50.
Well, 50-50 doesn't apply because we don't
poll
have
the audience and
there is no
Simba the cat.
My cat. I doubt he's going to have much to add to this.
I don't think Simba is gonna answer.
2020 DH, 2022 DH. It's not Ozuna.
One more question.
Not Ozuna. Travis d'Arnaud.
Nope. How long are we gonna keep this going for?
Yeah, give me one more guess.
Folks, if you ever want to be on the Sports Buffet podcast, just email me, by the way, or hit me up on Twitter. I'm giving you time. I'm talking about other random things. Now, if you want the full Sports Buffet experience and you want Nick or I to watch a game with you, that's going to cost you. But, other stuff, I'll as proof of this, I will always have anybody on the podcast to talk about any activity.
Adam Duvall.
Adam Duvall is incorrect.
Okay. Who? Tell me who.
Alex Dickerson.
I forgot he played there.
2020
Yeah.
was Matt Adams.
Matt Adams. Wow.
All right, we'll close up shop with this one. And this is counting all the Braves history, but I'll give you a hint. All of them are Atlanta people. The top 4 career Braves in saves. They've all saved over 100 games.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they?
Craig Kimbrell.
Craig Kimbrell is correct.
C number 1.
He is number 1, 186 saves. Taken out of the role in L.A., by the way.
Yep. 100 save. John Smoltz.
John Smoltz is correct.
Number 2.
Number 2. You know what he and Craig Kimbrell have in common?
They both threw really hard.
They both pitched for Boston as well.
That is true.
All right, so you got 2 more.
Kimbrell, Smoltz.
Smoltz is second, by the way.
Jeff Reardon? No, Reardon wasn't there long
Jeff
enough.
Reardon is incorrect totally. Jeff Reardon is not even in the top 50.
Yeah,
Wow. The top 50 goes actually to 54 or 53.
Mark
And
Wohlers?
53 was 14.
Mark Wohlers?
Mark Wohlers is correct. Mark Wohlers is fourth
Okay.
with 112 saves.
Okay.
I can't believe Jeff Reardon didn't have more than 14 saves with the Braves.
Well, you talked him up like he was Rivera.
I really did. I really did. I feel ashamed of myself right now.
Okay, so we got Wohlers, we got Smoltz, we got Kimbrel, John Rocker.
Nope. John Rocker is fifth with 83.
A
It's a little before your time.
little before my time. I don't know. 75%. That's a C.
Yeah. We know what C's get you.
Degrees. C's get degrees.
I will give you one hint.
Okay.
His first name and last name begin with the same letter. So we're going for some alliteration. Some other Braves pitchers, by the way, while Nick thinks about this, that have had the same letter, first and last name, that have had over 14 saves. It's only one. Jim Johnson. 51 saves for the Braves.
Yeah. No,
That all come in 1 year?
no, that was over 2 seasons, I think.
I'm very curious to find out how many saves Jeff Reardon had right now, to be honest with you. I'm going to look that up real quick.
So this is like in the 80s, probably, or no, it couldn't have been the 80s. They didn't have that many save chances.
Yeah, 70s, 80s.
70s, 80s. I don't know. I'm tapping out.
Very disappointed in you, and so would Gene Garber would be very disappointed
Oh, Gene Garber.
as well.
I'm disappointed in me now.
I'm thinking about revoking your friend card, but
Man,
can you fill for a minute while I look at Jeff Reardon here real quick?
sure. I'm pretty disappointed in myself after that.
I'll have you talk about another Braves closer from back in the day. Do you remember Paul Ossenmacher?
I do.
He had 14 saves
Vaguely,
for
yeah.
the Braves.
Paul Ossenmacher. Didn't he pitch for the Cleveland then Indians as well? Remember that?
Of course, the current leader in active saves for the Braves. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You might not know that one.
Active?
Active. I don't know if he still does. Active by meaning most saves with the Braves. So Kenley Jansen's not
So
the answer.
the guy is still active.
And has the most saves with the Braves, but I don't think he's playing for the Braves.
Craig Kimbrel. He's playing for the Dodgers.
Well, then maybe he's playing for the Braves. Yeah, I read the question wrong, I think. Vizcaíno.
Arodys
Yeah. Is he not
Vizcaíno?
playing still? They listed him as active.
Don't think so,
well,
but maybe.
Jeff Reardon only had 3 saves with the Braves in '92, by the way.
Arodys Vizcaíno.
Jeff Reardon
Pitched in 7 games for the Kansas City Royals this year, so I guess he is active.
Oh, Kimbrel was tops. I'm sorry. I meant after Kimbrel.
Okay.
I really didn't, but that's how I'm covering myself. Jeff Reardon had a 1.1 something ERA with the Braves.
Well, how many save opportunities do you think he got before that 91-92 season?
Well,
Not
he only
many.
pitched in '92 for the Braves. Braves traded for him at the deadline.
That's okay. Yeah.
I mean, do I need to come up with the Braves history here? I mean, for heaven's sakes.
It's a little fuzzy for me now. I was 7, 8 years old back then.
Let me check the transaction real quick, and then we're going to really get out of here. It's getting late on a Thursday evening as we record this. Jeff Reardon was traded by the Boston Red Sox to the Atlanta Braves for Sean Ross and Nate Mincy.
I think that turned out well.
I would think so. Do you know what either of those guys did in the majors, or if they ever played?
No.
So Jeff Reardon actually, this is a good one. Jeff Reardon actually played for 6 teams in his career. No, that's a lie. Oh, no, he did. He signed as a free agent with the Yankees, though, at the end, but I don't think he ever played a game with the Yankees.
Jeff Reardon pitched in the postseason a lot, too. You know who he made his postseason debut with?
Well, I'm looking at the thing, but
never mind.
I'm not looking at that part. I think probably the Mets.
Montreal.
No.
1981.
Can you name well, you are looking at it, so you can obviously name the other teams he played for. Why don't you go ahead and tell?
Jeff Reardon started his career with the Mets in 79, then went to Montreal in the early 80s. He was with Montreal for a while, 1981 through 1986. He was an All-Star in 85 and 86. Then to the Twins for 3 seasons, was an All-Star with them in 88. Then to the Red Sox in 90 and 91. Then the Braves and part of 92. Then the Braves for the rest of 92. The Reds in 93 and the Yankees in 1994.
Didn't play.
Where he finished up.
Didn't play for the Yankees.
No, he did.
Though.
He did. 11 games.
Are you sure? It didn't say that on Baseball Reference.
Yeah, pitched in 11 games. Hefty ERA, 8.38.
Do you know where Jeff Reardon played in 1977?
Minor leagues.
Do you know where?
Well, he came up with the Mets, right?
Correct.
So, Lynchburg?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Lynchburg Mets.
So we've done baseball to death here. I don't know if anybody learned something, please let me know. Tweet me, email me. I would love to know what you learned off this.
He was a starter with Lynchburg, by the way.
I think 8-3 record, if I'm not mistaken.
8-3, 3.30 ERA. Had 3 shutouts. Boy, what a time to be alive then. You were pitching complete game shutouts in the minors.
Yeah, what's that? Have you ever listened to any of like the long form wrestling podcasts?
I have.
Thoughts?
Just in general.
Yeah, I don't need a specific. We can do a review at some
I like
point in
them.
time.
I like some of them more than others, but yeah.
Wouldn't it be a hoot to do like a long form podcast on Jeff Reardon? I think we've done about as long as we can on Jeff Reardon.
I think we've already probably covered more Jeff Reardon than on this podcast than 50 others have in the last 20 years.
But I'm saying if we did some historic baseball at some point of like, people that played in the 90s or 2000s and our memories. You've got a good Braves.
We should just play a game of name the random 90s player and just keep going until somebody runs out.
I did enjoy the trivia.
Yeah, the trivia is fun. I enjoy the trivia.
So we did record this. How many? Maybe one day we can get more microphones and play like a little Jeopardy style. I'll be the host, of course, but you can play with because we did.
Why don't you turn your mic towards you? By the way, how about that?
Because it's more comfortable talking from the side. It makes it look better. Nobody can see it, but it makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Probably doesn't sound as good, but that's okay. But I think a little Jeopardy format would be fun.
Sure.
At some point. No, you don't like it. That's okay.
Come on. Come up with the questions.
By the way,
you're going to be the host. You got to come up with the questions.
Final thing. I know. I've done that before. Final thing. I might throw one. Let me throw one more trivia question out real quick, because the answer is going to be a guy whose birthday is today.
It's okay. Everyone's turned this off by
October
now anyway.
6th. I wouldn't blame him. Jose Canseco was traded from the Oakland A's to the Texas Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name the 3 players that Texas traded back?
Year?
I think 88, but let me look that up.
Nope.
I'll give you, I will.
Cannot.
Well, okay, I will tell you then if you're going to tap out already. Birthday boy Ruben Sierra.
Oh, okay.
And these guys were actually players for Texas. I mean, these were not just scrubs that Texas sent back. Bobby Witt.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell while I'm looking this up? Can you tell the listeners about Bobby Witt?
What do you want me to tell them?
Well, who's his son?
Bobby Witt Jr.
Right, and Bobby Witt Jr.
Kansas City Royals
is also going to has committed to play for Team USA.
I missed that.
And then WBC.
By the way, I love that D-Rose, the manager, Mark DeRosa. It's great.
The coaching staff is phenomenal.
Yeah,
the coaching staff I think could still play. The other person that it was 92 that Canseco was traded from the A's to the Rangers. Jeff Russell.
Huh.
And Jeff Russell was one of those good closers that we talked about. After Jose Canseco was traded that one time, he was actually traded 2 more times. Did you know Jose Canseco signed as a free agent with the Montreal Expos?
I think I'd forgotten that.
February 21st, 2002, and he was released March 27, 2002. You didn't even get to break camp. Maybe you broke camp, but you didn't get to do anything else after that.
It's a tough life.
So, and Jose Canseco, by the way, he bounced around.
Oh, yeah,
He
for
bounced
sure.
around for some teams. Let me just give you a quick Jose's history. Oakland, Texas, Boston, Oakland for a year again, Toronto, Tampa Bay, the Yankees, and the White Sox. And he was actually, the funny thing is, and I don't think a lot of people remember this, 1998, 46 homers with Toronto.
No, I didn't remember that.
46 homers with Toronto. So, Anyway, I think we've done enough damage. So, final picks for baseball, just for the first round wild cards, and we'll do something else before then.
For the wild cards,
Yep, just the wild
I've got
cards.
Cardinals over the Phillies. I've got Mets over the Padres. I I'll take the Rays over the Guardians, and I'll take the Mariners over the Blue Jays.
I'm going to take the Phillies over the Cardinals,
Mm-hmm.
the Mets over the Padres, the Guardians over the Rays. And who'd you pick on the Mariners, Blue Jays?
The Mariners.
I'll take the Blue Jays over the Mariners.
Okay.
I think I earlier said that the Mariners were my whole sleeper for this whole thing, but anyway, I've got them going down in the first round. For Nick Pierce, Bob Alvis, we'll talk to you soon.